Let's grab the face shields. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action.
The point at which COVID really hit us, we were deep into the writing room process for season 11. We had already mapped out the entire first half of the season. We had kind of talked about ideas for the second half of the season. We had written a ton of material. Production had already been starting work, planning a giant build, planning other sets. They were scouting things. Department heads were getting down there to work, and then everything shut down.
We told everyone we're going to be down for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I think along with the rest of the country, it wasn't long before we realized that this was going to be a much longer waiting period before we could figure out how to get people back to work.
AMC Studio asked, like, hey, can we pivot to doing these additional episodes for season 10 that pick up off of that story, but will lead us into the next story that you want to tell.
The prospect of shooting these 6 episodes in 6 weeks when it was presented to me was a very, very complicated puzzle to figure out. The writers put 6 really smart episodes in front of us that used different cast in different episodes, which gave us the ability to align those episodes with 2 directors and shooting them in a sequence that kept one unit away from the other unit so that we could all be together at the studio, but not with each other for safety reasons.
When we were first conceiving season 11, there was kind of a natural story break between the end of season 10 and where we were going to pick up season 11, and we were planning at some other point to kind of pepper in little tidbits for the fans of like what had happened in that break.
It's not really a season 10 and it's not really a season 11. They literally are designed to fit in between the 2 seasons. So these are kind of like their own little in-betweequels.
And so now we were in a position where there was no longer going to be little tidbits. We were going to like tell whole episodes that took place in that break.
The scripts are amazing, and they're almost like beautiful extended short stories. They're character pieces, and each one kind of works as its own precious gem. It's an incredible opportunity to deep dive into what makes these characters tick and really understand who they are.
I personally love episodes like this. These scripts that are really sort of contained and character driven remind me of those classic Walking Dead episodes like Clear and The Grove.
Are you mad at me? Is that what you wanted to talk to me about?
That's always a nice change of pace for the audience. You know, they know we're going to give them the big action, but when they get these little treats of really discovering who a character is and learning something about them that they didn't know, those are always my favorite.
Please don't be mad at me. I'm sorry.
You just look at the flowers, Lizzie.
Weapons down! Hands in the air! Now!
The last we saw our group of Eugene, Ezekiel, Yumiko, and the newly discovered princess, they were surrounded by people in this crazy white armored paramilitary trooper style gear, and we don't know who those people are, what's happening, and we were out of the season. So we're gonna do the first story that really kind of gives a little more of a hint about this group. I don't want to get too spoilery about it, so I won't get into specifics, but I'll say that we will start to find out a little bit more about this group and what they're about, but I'll say that they're kind of a hard group to get a handle on. One of the stories we're really excited about in this group of 6 episodes is Here's Negan. It goes into Negan's backstory about who he was and what he was up to before the apocalypse. One of the really special casting things that we've done is we have cast Hilary Burton, who is Jeffrey Dean Morgan's real-life wife, to play Lucille. We think she's perfect for it, and they're really excited to do this episode together.